idea here is, don't hide any information, spread it as much as you can, to the extent your ability, so that people know, and that is one way of letting people to govern. If you know, then only you will be able to
participate.
So that is the principles we are following. In terms of members, non-members, we have so far our producer company, if you see a catchment of a producer company is like 20, 30 villages. Now 20, 30 villages, typically you will see that there would be about 5,000 to 6,000 families, maybe a little less, 4,000 maybe. Now bringing all of them together as of shareholders is little difficult in terms of operations. Now how do you conduct an AGM of 4,000 members, shareholders, right? But you can have 1,500 or 1,200 or 1,000 people who have taken the stake in the company as a shareholders, and you can definitely give them some privileges in transaction because they are member. But you can also open your services for the non-members, even if they come from the come outside the catchment area. What is the problem? Because they are also giving you a business, right? And if tomorrow they are willing to come to you and take the stake in the company, and that door is always open, right? So not going by very structured kind of the rules rather. Principles will be kind of same, but the rules that we will allow them or will not allow them, I think it's too early to decide about this. And these stringent rules I have seen often happens when there is a certain government control. They can come, they cannot come. I don't think we have to run it like a cooperative way. It is an institution which is very much going to be aligned with the market principles, and we should allow this to happen, because it will be an organic and natural kind of.
I asked this question, I can make it more specific now, that when you are saying that now we are in the age of supply chains, value chains which are very tight, globally run and so on, if you have to be competitive in that market context, you can't leave it free for all, saying if you want to supply, if you don't want to supply, it's okay. So you have to have tight member engagement and member interface in terms of knowing how much supplies are coming to me. Member you can rely on because they are your members. Non-members may supply you, may not supply you, depending on the other channels they have available. So your supply chain is at a risk of not getting materials if you deal with too many non-members. That's what I meant by this.
As I said in the beginning, that the strategy here is different, that if I am good, people will come to me. So good price, timeliness, quality, right? These are some of the things through which we are trying to ensure that maximum supply comes to us, not by this membership control, because that won't work in a free market situation, and especially in a situation where there's so much of competition. As I said, that every little big farmer is also a chota ratia.
You can say even what you are trying to say is that even a member can defect as a non-member. Right? They can also defect depending on the benefits.
In a free market situation, how can you force a member only to do business with you? You shouldn't.
But if the owners don't agree to do that, what is the fun in having a farmer-owned company?
No farmers-owned company, I mean, this is just for a example. I may have the share of Reliance company, but I don't have to go to Reliance Mart to buy my grocery stuff.
Okay.
That's not the way to show my loyalty. Isn't it? I can always go to some other.
No, there the difference is that you basically get your benefits on the equity you have. Here it's more about, still, because you're talking cooperative company, producer company, the cooperative company, you're talking about patronage based benefits. So the member will not get the benefits, he is not supplying to the.
Yes, but those who are supplying, and if they get benefit, what is stopping others not to come? And I give you an example, we have become quite a big supplier. One of the biggest suppliers probably in organic, genuine organic cotton supply chain in India in last 2-3 years. And we haven't found any farmer is not supplying to us or giving to someone else, because we have helped them growing organic cotton. We have helped them getting registered under the system. We are offering much better price than others. We are very prompt in our payment. Why should they go to others.
Now, on the organic thing,
Even for other crops.
Yeah.
Even for other crops, I mean today, non-organic component, if I was saying, if producers companies have gone into to their members or to their non-members also, that I have an order for, let's say, so many tons of certain commodity, maize, and those who have it come to us. Producer company has gone to that extent only after ensuring that his price is better. He is going to make payment instantly,
and members don't have that much supplies, so it has to go to non-members, because meeting the order is more important than
whosoever is bringing that. Members may have supplies, but not of that quality. Why should the producer company buy that quality if it is not?
Okay, now on the organic thing, see, it's very important issue that mostly when we talk of bringing farmers into a program, whether as a part of their producer company membership or otherwise, do you think price is the only way to engage the farmer, or there are other benefits that someone can talk?
The other benefits are realized over a period of time. Like, I mean, those farmers who have been working with us on organic system for last 4-5 years, today they even started saying that even if they don't get the price premium, they will continue to do that. Because they are seeing the benefits in terms of their productivity is rising, their cost of cultivation is going down, and they also are enjoying this, their soil health improvement. They are enjoying that.
Okay.
They feel that they have done good things to their mother soil.
Okay. Coming back to the institutional part, because when we're talking about your business model for producer companies, you, I think, have created some innovative new structures. Would you like to talk about that?
Okay, so this is something, it's that how would you think that CBBO, a cluster-based organization, should structure themselves to tackle this challenge little better way. I am not prescribing anything, I am just only telling the way we have tried to do it. So we 2016, after so many years, almost 12 years of struggling, we realized that we need a focus, and we therefore within ASA we created a different center, exclusive center called Center for Incubation and Support for Smallholders Producers Organization. It's called CISPO. The CISPO has 10 or 12 verticals. So marketing, within marketing there is a marketing guy for organic, marketing guy for conventional cotton, marketing person for inputs, marketing for these, that, in seeds. So there are 4-5 persons.
They are dedicated professionals for each one.
And exclusively for that purpose.
Okay.
Then we have institutional governance development. So there are a couple of people working on that issue, working with the individual FPOs for their improvement of the governance. So they would be in touch whether their monthly meeting is happening or not. What was the decision taken in the last minutes? They will have even their minutes recorded of the last meeting, and they will ensure that action taken is done in the next meeting.
Okay.
They will go that to that extent. Then we have a whole range of compliance. There are 2 company secretary working on that, helping each producer company for their governance compliance, statutory compliances. Then we have seed production, because our producer companies are engaged in seed production. So we have 3 people working on guiding producer companies for seed production technologies. Okay. We have set up a lab here, a quality control lab in our office, where we do the testing of the seeds, grow out test we do, everything we do before we give them a kind of a nod to the producer company. This material is good to go out in the market.
Okay.
So we have taken care of that. Then we have supply chain guys. There are 3-4 supply chain people who are on the job. They probably have the numbers of the truckers. They have the numbers of these vendors. In a minutes, they can organize a truck to deliver certain destination. Then we have people working on the marketing. They are in touch with the processors, which those guys are working from 10 o'clock, the market opens around 11 o'clock. The processors will start announcing their rates. So these guys will be actually watching those rates. They will, on behalf of the producer companies, because they know which producer company has which commodity ready. So they will participate in that auction and book the
Matching demand and supply.
Yes, and they will ensure that next 7 days or whatever the number of days within which they have to supply, they will ensure it is supplied. Point here is, and then we have organic certification team. They are working with the producer companies for getting all this done. Point here is that if you do not have this kind of a focus approach, you will not be able to compete in the business. The business is very complex nowadays. With the digital world, it is getting more complex every day. So, and the response from the other side is actually indifferent. They don't want to treat you differently.
Exactly.
Just because you are a producer company.
You are just another supplier there.
You are just another supplier. So that's our way of doing things, and every day a new learning. We are facing new challenges, but by doing so, there are huge benefits. And what are those benefits? I thought there's another wing we constantly working for the credit linkage for the producer companies. Now, the benefits are huge. There is almost a negligible percentage of your rejection of your quality from the processors. Okay. Very, very limited, claim that we are receiving. Very limited. That has improved the profitability at the producer company level.
No, I also wanted you to talk a little bit about this far profit arm you have created.
Yes, we have not created a far profit. I mean, we have encouraged it to grow, and it is like, we are a not-for-profit organization. We are not supposed to create. But then we realize that, unless you have an organization which can bring equity, which can bring capital, which has money to, acquire technologies, tech platforms, this is not going to go further. And that is why I see the CBBO, a for-profit organization, taken up the role as a CBBO. They have an additional advantage because they are a for-profit.
Yeah.
And they would be able to do this business work from the day one, whereas a non-for-profit will have the struggle. We have also struggled. So we have encouraged a for-profit entity to come up with the stake of the like-minded people. Our organization doesn't have any kind of stake or anything, any commercial transaction with that. We only have encouraged it to grow. Some like-minded people have come together. FPOs have also some FPOs have put their share in it.
Okay.
So together, it's a very, very nominal equity base. They have started growing. Idea here is kind of Amul. We call it a kind of a Amul in other than milk commodities. And it is like, its role is very, very specific. It is connecting with FPOs are producing and aggregating, and this for-profit entity is marketing. Some places it is also processing, and processing as simple as like, cleaning and sorting and grading kind. Some cases it is a processing little higher order, for example, raw cotton to ginned cotton, something like a raw seed to processed seeds and packaging, all of this they are doing. By this mechanism, we have been able to almost eradicate the risk element of the producer organizations. They are all happily producing, and they know they have an order to supply some 5,000 ton. As long as they produce and supply that 5,000 ton with the technology support provided by this for-profit organization to them, the software support, etc., and the quality control support, as long as they do it, they really don't have to worry about anything. They get their money on the third day, and they go back and developing their production system further.